In today's video, I'm going to go over a few things that I touch on the machines that I do every Sunday just because it will eliminate having to do that long, tedious one when it actually all does build up. So I take Sundays to maintenance my machine and get them ready um, for the week. You know, Monday I start my printing again. I only have one model right now. I have the 4900. I'm waiting on parts for this one and this one. So I sold the Artisan and those are not converted yet. So I sold the Artisan and raffled out the two XPs. Those are gone. So pretty much this is how it works for all printers. Now, I am going to have a disclosure about the Windex. There's this back and forth that it wears down on the print heads. I don't know if that's true or not. As of right now, so far, I'm not having an issue, but I'm also not letting them sit 50 hours in a day either. I'm literally spraying it on the item, passing it through, and cleaning it. So I don't know if there's going to be a long-term effect on that or not. But as of right now, I feel like it's the smarter thing to do than to continue to try to force ink through the print heads with the cleaner and can possibly bust the actual print head. So I rather just get it off, right? So tomato, tomato, you're wearing them down either which way. How fast is one than the other? Um, Trial and error, and I guess I'm playing with fire doing it, but I just it's fast, it works, so it is what it is. So full disclaimer on that, try at your own risk. It works for me. So far, again, like I said, heavy printing, 16 hours a day. There was a day that we were in here almost 20 hours. Husband took over, I took over. We were both running it for the full time, and still no issues. So I'm not, again, I just want to throw the disclaimer in here. I'm going to turn on the bigger light so we can get a better view, and I'm going to flip the camera over so that you can see what is going on. Be right back. Okay, first things first, you want to get in and around these nozzles. If these little pieces of latex looking things get in there, it can definitely cause a nozzle clog. You definitely don't want that. So you want to make sure with every fill that you're cleaning those, as well as, alright y'all, this is my cartridge. I flipped it upside down, and I want to show you guys the importance of maintenance. If you see that white about half an inch from the border there, I'm not sure if you guys can really tell. Okay, maybe right here. That is gunked up white ink. Okay, this is why it's important that you shake your cartridges and you circulate the ink every day, because if it sits, it's going to gunk up like that. Hold on. And on top of it gunking up, once you shake it again, those pieces will get loose and into your print head, and good luck trying to get them out unless you break them down. I just want to show you real quick. Flip this one over. You can also see the gunk on the bottom. So I am going to actually add this to my maintenance list at least once a month, where I'll empty out the white cartridges and clean them with Windex. I found this out when I was clearing my white channel to add my fluorescent, and let me tell you, I stuck the hose through here, spraying water. Made sure the chip didn't get wet, of course. Spraying water in there to kind of pressure the gunk on the bottom, and it took about 5 to 10 minutes of me doing that before all the gunk came out. I literally had to pour Windex in there and shake it to get all the gunk down. So this ink, regardless of where you get it from, and mind you, I have ran 4 different inks now. Tomato. Your inks are only as good as the Chinese supplier your American company is getting them from. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. But maintenance and shaking them are a big deal. I can't stress that enough. You can't go without doing that. And a continuous ink system will definitely give you more problems if you bypass the shaking of the ink. You're going to lose a lot of ink if it separates and you flush out a lot of the liquid it needs to mix together and create the chemical combustion. Then your inks are also failing. So, I mean, it's a long list of things that drag on when you're neglecting your white inks. Again, DTF is outstanding. It is the next business move. But if you're not willing to work the maintenance, then don't do it, because you're going to have a meltdown in the future. This requires you maintenance it, and we're talking maintenance in the carts, maintenance in the heads, just all around maintenance for all printers that you choose. I don't care if you have a top of the line one or not. Everything requires maintenance, including the industrial ones that you purchase. Now, the industrial ones probably give you less of a headache and are made to withstand the workload that they're being brought upon, but still requires maintenance, guys. Stick around, because sometime this week we're going to be converting this guy and this guy. I'm having a little problem with the bottom. It's not registering the maintenance tank because there is a crack. When you move it, it does sometimes here and there. So we'll see. I'm going to figure out a way to bypass it or whatnot, or just put the chip directly on it. So anyway, white ink is important. Maintenance is important, or white ink maintenance is important. Just educate yourself, guys. Ask questions. And most importantly, having the knowledge before diving in completely is what's going to save you from a lot of the heartache, because you can possibly have an outstanding printer and ruin it and waste your coins at the end of the day if you're not properly doing the maintenance. Whether you print one or you print a million, maintenance is needed. To shake. All right, you're gonna want to shut your printer, pull the printer's power cord out when the print head disengages. That would be now, so your print head can flow freely. And I am going to quickly grab the rag that I have covered with Windex. You're going to slowly lift the print head over it, and you want to floss back and forth while pulling it up to the print head. Be careful of your lines. You disconnect those lines, you'll have more issues than it's worth. You want to make sure you're getting in there. If you see all the colors, I kind of like to get it pinched. Hold on. Now, I do this every Sunday, so I don't expect there to be much. But as you see, there is gunk coming off. And if you want to avoid having to do that, pulling the whole print head off, yada yada, I truly recommend doing this once a week, whether you choose to do Windex or not. That's you. You can choose cleaner. I do Windex because it literally breaks it on contact. So if it's touching anything it shouldn't, or sorry, if it's touching ink, it's dissolving it on demand. Alright, that's pretty much what I do. Check this out. Giant piece of ink. I try to remove the pieces as they get on here so that they don't get stuck and recontaminate. I usually use multiple, but for video's sake, I'm just trying to get through it. Alright. I will also use the dry side to try and floss any bits and pieces, and we're good to go. Again, I did this Sunday, so imagine you giving it a month or so. You want to grab a dry napkin and clean that out. Want to make sure your rollers don't have any debris. That's the front rollers. Also, I'm not sure if you guys can see the capping station or not. I don't put any fluid in there. I occasionally just sit my inks on the same thing, the rag, but I do have to get in here and kind of get this area that has a bunch of ink and overflow. Alright, then I'm going to power it back on. And run a nozzle clean. And we're good to go. That is what I do every Sunday. Shake the carts, clean around the carts. Maintenance tank area, if you don't have it running, you need to ensure that you're constantly changing the maintenance tank sponges. It will overflow. It has overflown all over the floor here. It has overflown all over this table. So when you reset it, make sure that you're cleaning it out. Make sure that you're shaking your carts every day, that you're printing. You want to make sure that your paper cannot get any dust or debris. One speck of dust that it gets, or a couple, any oil, the print will come out funny, or there'll be issues. So you want to ensure your printer's completely covered. Science, logic, uncovered printers just give it more airflow to the print head, which means more drying of the nozzles while you have it. So bear that in mind when you're stripping your printers down to bare minimum, that there's a casing on it for a reason, right? Otherwise they would use the very minimal of product to create it. So understanding how your printer works and whatnot, I guess I could do how the setting the paper. We can go about doing that while we're here. Alright, it's telling me to insert the paper until the LCD channel or LCD message changes. I am putting it where you see the arrows, and it has changed. press the button. And it's doing its thing. Alright, it'll do its thing. Pull, push, yada yada, until it finally loads the paper. Alright, and that's pretty much the maintenance. That's what I do. With these, I don't load them with cleaner on the carts because the line that it does have, for whatever reason, takes a year and a day to completely print and deplete color. So I don't do that in the giant ones, but this Windex method is effective for me.